Charles Soule and Margot Castiello continue Luke's Jedi training as a message from Yoda sends Luke on a journey into his own mind to discover what type of Jedi he will be, or even if he wants to be a Jedi to begin with. Charles Soule continues the fantastic Luke Skywalker centric arc this issue, with Luke taking another big step in his Jedi training. Charles continues to build off what we've seen Luke do in the films up to this point in the timeline, as well as what we've seen Jason Aaron and Soule do within the ongoing comics. Soule also uses the opportunity to connect this book up with some of the High Republic lore, giving us a fantastic little cameo from Elzar Mann, a character he created for the Light of the Jedi novel, all in order for the character to impart some wisdom to Luke, as he dives deep into Luke's feelings of loneliness, and not just that, but being the only Jedi left, as well as someone feeling the immense weight of being the hero of the rebellion and the one literally billions hold on such a high pedestal. That mixed with being the last Jedi and being the one who can bring back the Jedi is just too much for Luke to deal with, and it's great to see him realize that he can't and doesn't want to be that because it's all too much, and it might just lead him to becoming like his father, because his father was that. His father was a hero of the Republic and one of the final Jedi left alive and whatnot. It's such a great use of Luke's character and showing this conflict and where we know he'll end up in The Last Jedi. Marco Castello draws Luke's mind journey with some fantastic depth, keeping everything solely focused on the characters and their actions, as well as filling the pages with some pretty cool looking trippy visuals, like all of the Jedi being pulled underwater by a darkness, or the mass of corpses in the void that Luke finds. It's refreshing and different to what Star Wars usually really is. Star Wars issue 20 was a great step in Luke's continued Jedi training, tying it up nicely with the High Republic lore with a fun cameo, as well as diving deeper into Luke's frame of mind about being heralded as the big hero who can do everything. I'm going to give this issue a 10 out of 10. Star Wars issue 20 finds Luke watching Yoda's teachings from the Holocron he found. The hologram of the Jedi Master teaches him through the Force a Jedi can see the past, the future, distant locations, and friends. Luke knows that these are the lessons Yoda already taught him, thinking of the Holocron as useless as he deactivates it. Luke tells R2 that this place was the last place left on the list of Jedi-related locations the Empire had, and against all odds he found a Holocron with a lesson from his own teacher, but it's a lesson he learned months ago on Dagobah. He levitates a rock, remembering how he got a vision of Bespin and his friends, and it was when he dropped R2. He drops the rock, telling his friend that he wanted to understand more about the Force and how he can see the future, since he needs to know if his visions for Han and Leia came true. But the more he learns, the harder it is to see now, as a monster who cut off his hand is his father, he almost died getting his new lightsaber, and his teachers abandoned him, and the closest thing he has gotten to learning to him was from Verla, and she told him the Force would manipulate him. He thinks that maybe he should just let it go, but R2 convinces him to open the Holocron again. He does so, finding another lesson from Yoda about Vergences, places that the Force is focused on, like the Jedi Temple on Coruscant, as well as the Living Sea of Gaizan. Luke heads to the planet Gaizan, finding it wasn't in the Imperial database, so maybe they don't know what is there. He wonders what he might find, maybe a Jedi Temple where there might be more weapons, or even another Jedi. Making planetfall, he finds the entire planet covered in some fungus. Luke can feel the strong connection to the Force as he steps onto the mushrooms, almost immediately falling into them, leaving R2 wondering what happened. As Luke falls into the dark void, he is grabbed by the plants, which suddenly make him see another man. The man notices the lightsaber on his belt, using the Force to grab it and inspect it, knowing its hilt reminds him of his own. Luke pulls his blaster on the man, demanding he give the weapon back, but the man tells him that if Luke knew anything about lightsabers, he'd know that that blaster he is waving around is useless against them. Luke asks if he's a Jedi, learning the man is Elzar Mann, who reveals he is the Jedi Master, asking Luke if he is a Jedi as well. Luke tells him he's working on it and still trying to understand the Force, what it is and what it wants. Elzar knows that despite being a master, that question never really goes away, as suddenly they are taken to the Jedi Temple on Ahch-To, where Elzar tells Luke that there are a lot to learn about the Jedi Order and it goes way back. Luke wants to know what this place is, asking if it's a vision, but the Master knows it's not. It's the planet, which is a giant living organism and a living Vergence in the Force Force, and it makes an imprint of the minds that visit and reproduces them exactly as they were in the moment they arrived, meaning that he is exactly like the real Elzar man when he first visited looking for wisdom. He doesn't know if it helped him though, since he cannot know anything the real Elzar did after he arrived and left, but he has a feeling that Luke being there for knowledge instead of a temple means things went pretty bad for the Jedi Order. Luke explains how the Republic is gone and the Empire is in its place, ruling now, having never met Jedi like Elzar before. The man figures that he's dead then, telling Luke that he didn't die there, but he can stay there like plenty others before him did. He asks Luke about the Jedi he met, so Luke tells him about Obi-Wan Kenobi, his first master who told him about the Force, as well as Master Yoda, who Elzar recognizes, imagining how crotchety he must have been in Luke's time. He's glad the Master is still around since he is wise and an incredible teacher. Luke also reveals he sort of knew Anakin Skywalker, a Jedi who was good but soon fell to the dark side. Elzar knows that can happen sometimes, and he knows that Luke is having a hard time doing this on his own, so he shows him what the High Republic was like, telling him that they never are alone and were all connected. He tells him of the golden age of the Jedi Order, 8 centuries after they ended the rule of the Sith Lord Darth Bane. Luke tells him of his victory over the Death Star and how he did it with others, but literally billions saw him as the hero, and while it was pretty good for a while, it all became too much, and soon his old master came to him to tell him to learn from Yoda, and he did, feeling himself getting better, but it all went to hell and now he's flying without a map, and if he does this wrong, he will turn into the monster like his father did. Elzar tells him to look at it another way, that the Force can send one's mind across the galaxy and to the future and past, connecting him with others, and Luke can't possibly think that would have been easy to learn. He remembers when it was all new to him, but he had constant help from his teachers and his friends, and even then he wanted to stop all the time, but one day he managed to lift 4 things at once with the Force, remembering how he couldn't even lift one thing, and the things he thought were impossible became second nature to him. He reminds Luke that if this is how he felt now with all the people around him, imagine how he feels when they get really deep. Luke knows that he's doing it alone though, and Elzar knows the Jedi are a lot, but weren't always this way, showing Luke many ancient battles with the Jedi as well as them learning knowledge, saying that the Order is what it needs to be for any particular time. Sometimes they are warriors, sometimes they are teachers, or they govern, or they do all these things, and sometimes they are none of them, carved down to almost nothing, with those left to bear the responsibility of being one last bit of the light in the galaxy filled with darkness. Swimming through an ocean, Elzar wants to tell Luke something other Jedi haven't yet, and that is he doesn't have to be a Jedi, and there are many other paths open to him, and he needs to make a choice that feels right for him and the person he wants to be. More Jedi are revealed to Luke in the water, like Yoda, Avar Kriss, and Qui-Gon Jinn, as they are taken back to the Void in the fungal world. Elzar asks Luke to stay for a while, but Luke doesn't want to, thinking that he should go. Elzar finds that a shame, since they could have had an excellent conversation. He turns into a vision of Luke, telling him that he's part of this world and will remain in the Void for now on. Luke soon awakens in the real world, feeling for his lightsaber and activating it, cutting himself free from the fungus as he finds his rebreather again. He finds a cavern filled with the corpses of dozens of other Jedi adventurers who decided to stay, finding one that had a book which he grabs, making his way back up to the surface. Crawling onto the landing platform where R2 awaits, he tells his friend that he thinks the book he found might be an invitation.